And good morning and welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. I do hope you're well. I do hope you're keeping safe. And welcome to Horizon 1.9.4D. And this is just a short video on an explanation of missions and specialists within your settlements. Okay. What is a mission? First, a mission is something introduced by Horizon that allows you to send selected settlers or a selected group of settlers on missions. Those missions are to garner resources, and the type of resources depends on the type of missions. There are a selection of missions, and if you go to your main bed and go to Command Missions menu, you have a choice between militia, technicians, hunters, engineers, entertainers, craftsmen. Now, to the right over here, this is how many people do I have assigned as specialists in those roles. This is how many missions I can send them on. Now, obviously, you can't send them on 2 missions at the same time. But as you can see, I've got a lot of technicians, but not enough missions for them. We have got some there. We've got some room, wiggle room, that sort of thing. The cost of a mission is on various different things. It's either supply kits, common tools, vendor credits, or active fishing poles. Now, the militia, as you can see here, there are 2 choices. You can send 6 militia for 120 supply kits. Takes 4 hours real time. In the easiest terms, the larger the number of people you send and the longer it is, the more likely you are to have a successful mission. And a successful mission is something that gives you things in the end. They will all give you back various different things. Now, when I first start, my first communities, and I'll come on to that in a second, my first specialists I pick are militia and hunters. Militia comes from a militia base, obviously that's soldiers. Hunters actively add to a farming community. They all do different things. However, cost of sending them is supply kits. That's why I focus on farms first, because I will send militia and hunters out first, and all they need is supply kits. Now, if you send a hunter to get fish, you need to have a baited fishing pole. They're not so common. However, I send out hunters to get wild game first. And now I've got 6 hunters actually going out. I have 4 bringing back every 2 hours meats and bones and that sort of thing. And then I have 2 of them bringing home wild plants, which means my cooking skill, my cooking ability will get better over time. That's why I focus on those. And these guys have a better chance of bringing in ammo, weapons, all those sorts of things, armor, etc. Nice little tidbits, and the more you use them, the better they get, which means the more likely you are to get better stuff. Right, so if we now have a look at technicians, again, supply kits. Now, engineers, these guys require tools, and that's common tools. I've only got 22 at the moment because I've recently set down some workbenches for some engineers here, which is not engineers, what was it? Technicians here, because I want them to do some work. But am I sending on missions? Well, if I sent 4 engineers for 4 hours, that means I have got to find on my travels 2 tools an hour, which I'm roughly doing at the moment. I'm just starting to creep ahead. I used a lot of my tools for scrapping. I've had to stop because I don't have an extra supply at the moment. Right, if we come down to entertainers, they actually cost vendor credits to make. So I could send 6 of them out to go, and they will give you books, they will give you vendor credits, they will give you all sorts of nice things. But they cost 100 a time. So unless you are making 600 vendor credits per turn, don't bother doing entertainers, or certainly not all of them. Then we have the craftsmen, and again, they are tools. That's why those tend to be the latter ones I would actually get into a specialist role. Now, I will say, to add to it, missions, once they're done, you can actually have a look. Hang on, mission statistics. So far, I've done 199 missions, with major successes 144, minor 55. But these are the skills that my people have. As you can see, eventually, they are getting quite good. But I haven't sent any entertainers out yet, so worth doing. Now, when you come to check the mission container, here we go. This will give you an idea of what we've got. From my hunters, here we go. So we've got that 16 and 16, 2 prime cuts. Squirrel. So if you think about it, that's, even if you're just doing basic meals, that's a day's worth of food. That's a day's worth of food. So now, and that's game time days, not time spent playing. So all in all, thank you guys. You saw as well, I hope, hang on, open the mission container. Come down here. This stuff was picked up by the 2 hunters who were just gathering herbs, for want of a better term. Okay, now, do you have to have specialists in one location? No, you really don't. But I want to get my settlements. A settlement is 12 settlers. A successful settlement, sorry, is 12 settlers with 75 happiness. To become a community, you have to have those things. So if we look at the local statistics here, you have got to have 75 happiness. That's on the way up, thank God. You have got to have a basic community, and you've got to have over 100 or 100 plus in a particular area. And if we come down here, I have an active industrial park here. Now, what that does, I have put in order to get the 100%, if we go to here and we go to, and the specialist roles are in where you would expect them to be. So the industrial park, I've put 3 of these guys down, 3 of these technicians, and we've got 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. I've also put down 2 other specialists here and here. Now, as you can see from the top, it adds +1 technician when assigned, but it contributes 5% towards an industrial community, but only the first 3 do. These guys will produce junk and metal, but realistically, you don't pick who goes, but overall, I should have more junk and more metal produced. And having more specialists means that you have more people working that will do other things for you. You see, as far as I can get my head around it, these people will sort of effectively move around, and they'll do 25% of that, 25% of that, and they'll do the plants and that sort of thing. So they're not unassigned settlers, but they still rove. So in a community, I specialise. I do not mix up the jobs. apart from a doctor, a trader, a doctor, a bar, and a trader for happiness. I put down the bit giddy up buttercup because these guys were driving me nuts. Happiness should be going up now, thank God. Now, what we have... You're not working, are you? No, that's good. Happiness is still on its way down for some daft reason. Okay. I like specialised communities first. The first 12-ish settlements that I take, I will convert over to active communities. Because that makes the most sense to me. Because I've now got 2 industrial parks, 2 farming communities. That's going to be the castle. However, as I was suggested, the optimum numbers is 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1. So that's going to be home plate, because that's kind of difficult to do and very expensive on materials. The research outpost I've already done. That's 10 pines, and that wasn't too difficult at all. Just a few workbenches and lots of research material computers. These, I'm going to put the castle, for that's going to be my number 2. But now once I've got the 10, I don't have to actually do anything else to make the settlements work. An expedition camp does require... Actually, I could use someone there. Oh, where is it? That. Hang on, I can make one of these. That gives me an extra construction rating. No, that doesn't affect what we're doing here in the slightest, but it does increase my construction. Now, okay. Oh yes. So, to make a successful community, each person wants 1 food, 1 water. Oh, excuse me. Right, here we are. A successful community. Every settler wants 1 food, 1 water, 2 defence, and a bed. Each of those things will contribute 20% to the happiness. So, provided they have everything they need, you will have 80 happiness. As you can see, I had a hiccup. It was beds, I believe, was the main problem, which is why I've now put down a few bits to try and remedy it and get it back up to the 80%. It's quite a juggle, but expedition camps. Now, really, an expedition camp is only 5 people. 10 food, 10 water, 10 power. And when you have a look at power, think, right, where is it? There is one little thing right at the end, is it? There on... It was... Nope, sometimes can't find things. There is a little device that puts 10 power as well. So you've got 10 food, 10 water, 10 power, 20 defense, and a communications setup. Now, there are 2 choices for that. You either have a rescue station, which as you can see adds 1 communication rating, or if it's here, let's have a look. You have a messenger crow if you have animal friend. That adds a +1 communications rating. That is an expedition camp. The great thing about expedition camps is all the resources you produce from that expedition camp are increased by 25%. Now, in a long game, I would hasten to add that it's probably better to space out the communities where you want them, take your time. On this playthrough, I wanted to relearn all the little nuances of Horizon, and all the ones I could, anyway. Hence why I've just focused on communities, get those up, get the missions, get as much stuff coming in as I possibly can, then I have to do less. However, expedition camps, there are 30 odd settlements. If I have 10 communities, that means I've got 20 expedition camps. each with only 5 settlers. Now, you could put more people in them. You don't have to stick to those numbers, but there is a maximum amount of missions you can do. And once you've got all of the 10 set up, that means that your command missions are what you've got, with the exception of adding things like Concord, Corvega, the quarry, and where is it? Ooh, Ticket Excavations. I've got to clear that out. Those places, because they will add extra bonuses. So that's why I wanted to make sure I had more than enough resources to make enough things so that I could produce what I wanted. So, are missions specific to settlements? No, you can put them wherever you want. You could have all expedition camps if you really wanted. You wouldn't have many missions, and Horizon is designed around settlements. But single player game, you play you. The mechanics are there for you to play how you want to play. But if you want to get the most from it, communities, functioning communities, makes a big difference to the stuff you get. Straightforward and easy. So, I hope that's helpful. I hope I've not waffled on too much. And I hope that has clarified the situation for you. Okay, good luck playing the game. Thanks for the question, Jeff. All the best. I look forward to seeing you all soon. Ta-da for now. Bye. Oh, and I forgot to say as well is, if you do have any questions, please feel free. Otherwise, between now and the next vid, take care, keep safe, and as always, if you are unfortunate enough to be not very well, I really do hope you are the best you can be as soon as possible. Okay, take care all. Ta-da for now. Bye.